everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is going to be the full moon reading in Gemini on the 3rd of December 2017. Right, I just really want to say I've got my little gratitude pot, and as this is going to be going out for in December, you know, the month of gratitude, but we need to be grateful for everything all the time. But I've got my little gratitude pot and I just want to, I feel great excitement. This is the, what is this? This is the 15th of November I'm doing this, but I just feel great excitement. I have done for the last week, I think. So something's building, the energies are building. And I just want to say a warm welcome to my new subscribers, to our loving, small but loving community. And you know, everybody here is so warm and friendly, and you know, who connect, who comment, they're all lovely comments and people. So you know, join in and share. We're here to learn. We're here to inspire each other. You know, this is a safe place for you to do that. And you know, a warm welcome, and thank you to my long-term subscribers and my loyal, you know, followers from day one. I know who you are. I love you dearly. I'm not going to choke up. I love you dearly, and you know, the emails I receive from you and the comments and everything, you're always in my heart, and that's the reason why I do this, you know, because we help each other, and that's the whole point. So a big thank you for those of you that have followed me for a long time. You know, I've had my own challenges this year, and health-wise, you know, I've struggled a bit with the menopause and achy joints. Sometimes I can't even get my hands going in the mornings to be able to do things. But you know, I found this, well, I didn't find it, a dear friend of mine that I've known for years, she came across it, and this preventative medicine, or you know, a supplement of some kind, a drink that helps, and it certainly is helping me. So I'm now using that and helping others use that too. But I'm going to put a link to my website, so if you're interested in that, because I think the last reading was something around health and vitality. So maybe, you know, and getting great results, the testimonials and the people that, you know, that I've been talking to that have the product is great testimonials. So so I'm grateful for that too. I'm grateful for the information that comes my way. It's spirit trying to help us, and you know, it's all connected. It's all connected to your love life, because at the end of the day, if you're not feeling good about yourself, then you know, your vibrations are going to be low, and you're not going to be in a place where you even want to attract somebody. So you know, it starts with you. It's the Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror is just, it's mega. It does it you know, it starts with you. And so yeah, so I just wanted to say you know, those few things. And to book a reading, it's simple. Go to my website, it has everything on there. It's self-explanatory. Might be waiting a little bit. I can't get them out as quick as I used to be able to, due to some technical problems, but we are working on that. But you know, I do have to give my sisters a good 48 hours to get them all out. So and because I've got other commitments, you know, I only do my readings are very in depth, and you know, it takes me an hour to prepare and tune in before I even do the reading, and then obviously to close everything down. You're talking, I need to give myself like a good 2.5 hours for each reading. So I'm sure you'll know that I can only fit so many in, so bear with me with that. You know, I honour myself and my health, and so I can only do so many. Anyway, that's the gratitude I wanted to share. Now let's get into the reading. So I think it was the Scorpio new moon. I'm not too sure. It was the ending and choosing to end chapters of your life that weren't working for you. I think it was about that, and I'm sure health came into it. This is the Lovers card. It comes under, the Gemini comes under the Lovers card. It's number 6. And this is all about love. But love comes in different shapes and form. And this card sort of asks of you to really dig deep and look at your values around love. And what does it mean to you? What does love mean to you? These are the questions you need to be asking yourself, you know. And there is a snake here, and the death card in the animal tarot is a snake. It's about shedding your skin and resurrection of the, you know, getting rid of the old and the new. So, but it's here near the female. And in my readings, I talk about feminine and masculine. So whoever it represents to you, we're not going with, you know, gender basis here of that. You can, the reading represents masculine or feminine. So, but you know, she on this picture, she's looking up at the angel, and this is like, this is an angel that's blessing this union. This is about a union. A heart's desire and a union, and she's looking up at the angel. It's as though she's saying, well, is this him or is this her? Is this the right one? So some sort of doubt there. And he, but you know, both hands are open. Even the angel's hands are open. So that's being receptive and open to who may come into your life. If you're already in a relationship, then this card also is similar to the Devil card, but you know, they're locked up and they've got chains, because that's representing codependency, addictions and obsession around relationships, and letting somebody have power over you, whereas this is a different energy. Their hands are free, and they're naked, in the sense that, you know, they're stood there naked. What was I going to say there? But anyway, so this is all about, if you're in a relationship, it could be, because of the connection to the Devil card, about temptation. So it could be, if you're in a relationship, that you may be tempted, or your partner may be, or you may be tempted to go, if you're single, into a relationship that somebody, you know, is already in. These are all the things, because you've got to get to your values. What does it mean to you? You know, do you want unconditional love? Some people want conditional love, which is the, you know, the codependency stuff. But it's about making it clear what love means to you. It's about commitment. You know, are you on the same page? Is it time to commit? Is it time to take it to the next level? These are all the sort of questions you need to be asking. Gemini is the archetype. It's the air sign. So, you know, very thought-provoking questions for yourself around this full moon. The full moon is about letting go of something, and it goes back to that new moon in Scorpio, which is about, you know, taking action yourself and creating a new chapter, a new story for yourself. But let's have a look, see what on a psychological level is happening during this full moon. Spirit, what do we need to know concerning our love lives? What's the dynamic, the energy of the relationships that are playing out? Oh, we've got fear. Okay, so fear is basically at the core of what's going on in our romantic relationships or the lack of relationships. So that's whether you're in one or whether you're thinking about entering one. Fear is at the base of it. And you know, fear is, it comes under the victim card. Because it's a bit like the devil card. You're giving your power away to something, and you know that you can see on this picture that it's just a little pussycat. But because fear, I think, is it? I don't know the statistics, but I think it's something like 90% of what you think is going to happen actually doesn't happen. That's like 90%. It's only 10% is really going to happen. So fear is an energy that numbs you. Fear is an energy that keeps you frozen and stuck and unhappy, because fear comes from what if this, what if that, you know, because you're projecting onto it, and you're in the future and coming up with different scenarios that probably won't even happen. You know, fear is, what did they say? False evidence appearing real. And I think that's what you got to look at, because it's Gemini. I think Mercury rules it. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on it. But you know, it's the mind, it's air, it's communication. It's all about communication. So maybe to dispel some of these fears around this full moon, because something is built up, something is reaching its peak, its fullness, and then it's got to be released. And so what's reaching its fullness, its peak, is something that you've imagined, something based on fear, something from your past, something from childhood, you know, really needs to be either communicated or let go. Because what you usually find is, because it's all about partnerships, commitment, partnership, it can come up under business as well. It'll affect people in different ways. But you know, it's to, I've lost my track of thought, but this is all about checking, communicating, that's it, communicating what is real, you know, false evidence appearing real, what is real and what isn't. And maybe you have to communicate with the other person instead of assuming, because assuming makes an ass of you and me. You know, I notice people jump to assuming something. They haven't gathered all the facts. They're filtering information through their past energy and coming up with scenarios and assumptions via that. And most of you now are in between that old energy and the new energy, but you've not integrated the new. So, you know, like I said, even when something good comes into your life, you're not going to believe it, because you're filtering through these thoughts and fear from the past, and you wouldn't allow it in, even if it knocked at your door, because fear is ruling you. You know, it's a pussycat here that looks as though, because it's in the dark, it looks as though it's a monster of some kind. So, and it freezes you. It's your ego. It freezes you so that you won't move forward, because it's doing its job in a way. It's trying to keep you safe. But this is where awareness, and these are the awareness cards, this is where self-awareness comes into play. You know, when you start to have self-awareness and realize your patterns and what you're doing, because there's no point in predicting the future. You've got to be in the here and now, and you've got to be working with what's going on now. The future will take care of itself by living in the present and acting in the present, because that's where your gifts are. It's not called a present for just some reason. It's where your gifts are. It's where you have power to work on, and most people are either in the past or the future. You know, the past, you feel depressed. If you're feeling depressed, you're living in the past. You're coming from fear. It's freezing you. If you feel anxiety, you're living in the future. You're projecting and assuming something about a loved one, a relationship, or a possible relationship that might be coming in, or even imagining somebody new coming in. Because I think the one reading was act as though your partner's already here, and you know, and that's a good thing, because you're coming from fear and you don't believe that's going to happen. Then yeah, how can you imagine that? But try and go with the feelings. Like I said, I feel great excitement. I have no reason in a sense to feel the great excitement, but there's nothing that, you know, but I recognize the excitement comes, and it's the heart chakra, it's open, then something's going to come concrete, something's going to present itself here, you know, in some shape or form. But the key is to be open to what that is. It could be absolutely anything, but it's to be open to what it is. Because the universe is always answering your prayers. You might not always see how that is, because it's not coming in the form that maybe you'd like it, or to turn up, or you're focused on maybe one person in particular. And it's not to say that, but this is, to me, I'm just getting what if. And what's that film? Hang on a minute, I can see the characters. It's Amanda Seyfried or something like that. Letters to Juliet. You know, in a part of that film where she meets Lorenzo again, and she's talking at her wedding, making her speech, and she's got the letter, and Sophia had wrote to her, and she said, what if this? What if that? You know, so you've got to change the what if to what is, which then brings you into the present, is what I'm sensing with that. Things, that's just fear. Things aren't as bad as you may think they are. But this is going to be our solution, what we can work on. So what do we need to know? Most important message. I'm getting 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Truth. So truth be told, and I was saying something about maybe you need to be communicating your fears. You know, I know that's a scary thing to do for some people if you've been abandoned or rejected for actually speaking your truth. You know, and you're not used to that actually is you put yourself in a very vulnerable position. But it's the only way to get it's the only way to get intimacy. So, and I was saying, Gemini is about communication. Maybe you need to start saying to people how you're really feeling and expressing your fears, because how can somebody reassure you if they don't know how you're feeling? Excuse me, I've had a sore throat and that all weekend, so my voice might start to go. Anyway, so the key is to speak your truth, because that's the healing. You know, we're in victim mode. Nobody will understand. What's the point? I'm always shut down. You know, that sort of energy. But you could express and say, well, I'm scared that this may happen because it's happened in the past. And then you give somebody a chance to show up for you in the way that, you know, is right for you, so that your needs are being met. It felt like the feminine energy, you know, last in that Scorpio one, or maybe the one before, it was coming up as low self-esteem and low self-worth, not feeling good enough, you know, which everybody goes through that. But yeah, not feeling good enough, the feminine energy. So like I said, even if the universe presented you with a gift, because Sag is about tests, but I'm getting now, not everything's a test. So it can be a gift, that, you know, what you've asked for. But yeah, the truth will set you free. And on here, you know, there's two people showing up as masculine and feminine. And this is all about the roles you play to people, because you project onto somebody what role you want them to play in your life, and then vice versa, they project onto you what role they want you to play in life. And you're not being your true self, and it comes from the beginning and from the start. You know, don't be afraid to ask those questions at the beginning. If this is speaking to single people, when you meet somebody that you find you're interested in, you know, you may as well be sort of disappointed at the beginning and get down the road and have a flipping full-on blown heartbreak. So ask those questions that you're scared to ask. You know, because there seems to be so many rules about the masculine and the feminine, and don't chase them, and don't do this, and don't do that. And it's like, oh, but I think truth telling is the best thing, and because it will heal. This is a healing card. And sharing your feelings. And if you open yourself up and you share your feelings with somebody, how you're really truly feeling, you know, do the ham sandwich, positive, negative, positive, because we never ever want to put somebody down or blame somebody. You're just sharing how you feel. This makes me feel, and then you share it. Whoever that is to you, then, you know, you're being true to yourself. You have no power how somebody's going to react to you. You're hoping they will respond, because reaction is from childhood, is from fears, and responding is maturity and coming from love, and that's where you get your mature true love relationships, because that's what true love means, maturity. And this card is all about being mature, so, and choosing what's right for you and your needs. You know, the feminine, you are allowed to have your needs met. You know, you nurture, you're allowed to be nurtured back, but it feels like the truth needs to be told around this full moon in Gemini. Communication, it needs to be communicated. People are not mind readers, and they don't know if you're acting a role, if you're acting being aloof, or you're acting a certain way, you're acting this role, and you're not being your true self because you think that's what they want you to be, then that's who they know you as. And then you have to work, you know, work on taking these flipping baggage off, these clothes off, so that you can both be free and both be happy again. You know, that George Michael song, Freedom, that's what it's about. I don't own you and you don't own me. You know, it's about just sharing. True love is about sharing and being with that other person. But telling the truth is going to set you free from fears that you've been feeling, is what they're saying. And the gift that you get, how are we doing for time? And the gift that we get is a pink one, is giftedness. So I do feel that maybe your gifts are being stifled via fear and what ifs, because that's what you get. The gift is giftedness. You get the key. The key is there. All you've got to do is bend down and get it and unlock the door, you know, to your talents and your skills and your gifts. So that maybe there's a bit of frustration also, but somebody should be coming into your life that inspires you and wants to support you, you know, because unconditional love is true love. Conditional love is control, and that would be, you know, coming into your life, knowing that, say, I don't know, for example, knowing that you've written a book, you're having trouble publishing it, maybe finances, whatever, and then, you know, this person's come into your life and is saying, saying the things that are right, and then the actions are, you know, not supporting you in your dreams. They're actually controlling you and telling you to put it on the back burner and things like that. So, and that's a no-no. Excuse me, I need a drink. And I thought I'd put the Christmas candles out as it's heading that way. And it's December, or it will be when it goes out. Right then. What are the most important messages for this full moon in Gemini, December 3rd, 2017? Ooh, right. So we've got, like I was saying about this card, is about partnerships, and that can be business partnerships. Now, you know, the universe has to move the furniture around because of people's free wills and choices that they make, because this is the choice card. So maybe some of you are going to need to be making a choice, because it can come up as 3 sometimes. Maybe needing to make a choice between 2 people. So maybe for some of you, if you're single, 2 people may be coming in around this time. So the beginning of December, end of November, beginning of December. And you're going to have to use your wisdom to discern which is the right person for you. But sometimes, you know, you're being asked to change maybe your lifestyle, because you're praying and praying and asking the universe for the right person for you. And they're saying, well, maybe you need to go to this exercise class or yoga or cooking class or whatever it is, because this is about collaboration. The 3 of coins is about collaboration, teamwork, joining. So, and maybe that's when you meet the person. Or if it's a business partnership, maybe it's a business you need to be getting up and running, and there needs to be collaboration there. Maybe that's where you meet the person if you're single. So, you know, that's why you need to be in the moment so that you can see these signs. Like I say, the answers to our prayers are there. But yeah, this for me, the word is collaboration. It's joining. It's but he's also the apprentice on here. So you can only go so far. His teamwork, you can only go so far. You can only learn so much. And then you've got to join with people. And, you know, we're here to be connected. And yet there's a great big disconnect. You know, we're here to be connected and to join together and work on things and support each other. So that, you know, spirit can work through each and every one of us to help everybody's dreams come true. So, but there's something, or there will be around this full moon, because this is self-imprisoned. This is self-imprisonment due to some fear holding you back to move forward around collaborating with somebody, trusting someone enough, maybe because of the past. But yeah, I mean, she could free herself. That sword of truth is literally right in alignment with her body, and she could. It's feminine on here, but whoever it represents to you could free themselves. You know, the castle is there in the background, but like eat, pray, love, you've got to swim the moat. You've got to swim the moat to get to the castle. In other words, you've got to do the work. You've got to look at these fears that are holding you back. And that Scorpio is about doing that deep work, going deep and seeing what it is. What is that fear? Is it real, or is it false evidence appearing real? You know, and it requires the truth to be able to do that, because you get your giftedness then, but she seems to be frozen there, and this can be very much like a victim card, so it's very, very much connected with this. And it's the sword, so it's that mental energy. It's the old pattern, you know, when you're trying to break it, and then the old pattern comes in, and it's the oh woe me, and it grabs you, and then you think, how did I get there again? And then you have to work on getting out of it again. And that's what swimming the moat you have to do, to find peace. It's the mental energy. It's about finding peace of mind, so that you get clarity. Once you find peace of mind, you get clarity, and your gifts come to life. But there's some sort of fear about collaborating with somebody, or a group, not wanting to see something. Yeah, because this is all about paying attention to detail, working hard. This is, I think they say this is the apprentice card, but for me that one tends to show up, but maybe it is. But this is about, paying attention to detail, getting to it's your Virgo energy. It can be perfection, working long hours into the night, but in reverse, it's somebody's not wanting to do the work. So somebody's not wanting to do the work. They're both 8s, and somebody's not wanting to do the hard work of releasing the fear. They'd rather stay a victim and allow these negative thoughts to keep cropping up. But there is a solution, and I think maybe the solution is something from the past. And for some, maybe it is about a bit doing an apprenticeship. If financial funds aren't that great, maybe it is that. But it's certainly about teamwork or collaborating, not wanting to see something, choosing not to see something. But there is a solution, there is a way out. So this could be somebody that's around you, that represents somebody around you. Let's go on and see what else. And we got the Karma card, which is the Judgment card basically, but it does say Karma on here. And this is about the eclipse. I think we're still in that eclipse season where I can't remember what signs they were in now, but things being eclipsed out of your life, so that you can get on the same page as the universe and the same page as your heart's desire, really. But this is about rebirth and a more mature phase in your life, as in that you're learning your lessons from your past, where you might have been innocent and just going into these relationships blindly. But yeah, this is a more mature phase about how things, but this is karma also, it says. And it's about judgment. It's about, judgment on others. Like I said, assuming something about a partner. Got to watch those thoughts. And or being judged, feeling judged. Maybe by a partner if you're in one, a relationship. Feeling judged or judging others without, getting all the facts maybe. Something from the past. But this is a rebirth. But it is sitting in the past line. So something to do with collaboration, teamwork, Heart of the matter, Knight of Wands. Now this is your fiery energy. This is your Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. You know, this is your get up and go. So he can represent you. Doesn't matter, masculine, feminine, or it could represent, you know, if it could be that you need to be the Knight of Wands. You need to get up and go. You need this fire in your belly. You need to take action and get things moving, because she's like there, blindfolded, self-imprisoned, when all she needs to do is be the Knight of Wands and just pick that sword up and tell the truth and get going. But he comes under, like I said, the fire signs. He shows us a change of residency, because he's all about action. But he can come in very quickly. He can come in very quickly and he can go just as quick if he's comes in as a character. So it's whether it's you need that energy to get things going and to change things in your life, or this person, for some of you, is coming in to shake up your life, and because it's needed. But because he's the heart of the matter, so we'll get some more cards out on him. Oh yeah, it's going quickly. So we've got protection again. This is all about defending your position and having the strength to do it, but somebody's feeling weak in that sense, because that's in protection as well, and that's moving more into the future. So around this project, or maybe a new job, because this can be getting bored and fed up with the job that you're doing, and this is about change, and this is about a change of job or resident. It's movement. But somebody's not feeling as though they've got the strength to do it, because this Eight of Swords is the head's over it, you know, it's at the top, so it's representing that it's coming from there above. So but the head, because somebody's listening to their head too much because of the fear element. But we have the King of Cups. Now he is the guy, the masculine energy that one's aiming for, is that for some of you he can represent the counselor, because he does come under the counselor card, somebody that would give good advice, who's warm and compassionate, a healer. So that could be anything, any sort of therapy or counselling, or healer, or he could represent a husband figure, or you know, a partner figure, somebody who's warm, compassionate, wears his heart on his sleeve, very open, and is a healing relationship, because they're very mature with their emotions. They found peace. So yeah, and that comes under your water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So but he's there. He could be somebody from the past, so if he's representing something like that for you, he is there. And it's all around the Nine of Pentacles. This is all about independence, because you're having to find your independence for yourself to be then able to be interdependent in a relationship. So this is about, you know, her garden is rosy, and this can be if it's business, large scale businesses, like bank loans, things like that. This card tends to come out when that happens, and you've got to have this Knight of Wands energy to be able to produce that. And we've got the Page of Cups. Now this is all about new love, new feeling, very psychic card, so your psychic skills, but there's something, you have to tell the truth to be able to receive the gift of your gifts, because these two are in protection or for some of you it will represent a page comes under children. Again, water signs like that. So that could be like a father staying at home whilst the mother, the masculine staying at home whilst the feminine goes out to work and creates her independence around children or wanting children. So it'll be different for everybody, but time's going and we haven't got all the cards out. So it's what's going on at the subconscious, as I call it, is the Five of Cups is emotional disappointment. You know, the Three Cups are spilt over. I think it's about not having expectations, because you get disappointment when you have high expectations of someone or a situation or something. But yeah, this is about grieving. So some of you may be grieving a relationship that has been, but yeah, very much about grieving, because you can see the volcano or the rocks at the back. So, and the waters are very choppy at the back. But there are two cups there, which is about promise and hope. Yes, you've experienced a hard time, but you don't want to be dwelling in that energy. So let's have a look, see what the other cards want to say. Complements the reading. Oh. Well, there you go. So this is about a relationship. The ring represents relationships, so the Lover's card. But that can be in any shape or form. It doesn't have to be romantic. But there is some form of collaboration, maybe in the past, or this is the energy coming in. It will be different for people. Either this is the energy that's coming in, or you will know, because this is about relationships. So for some, like I said, it could be business, because you have to collaborate. So that would be business relationships and collaboration, because we need each other. So what's at the heart of the matter? We all have different skills and talents to be of service. Well, I said about change, and this can be very sudden change. This is like I said, the energy, because we work with archetypes, we work with the energy of people. The energy of this person is like whoosh, and brings change. So either you have to step into this role to make something happen, to change something, to go to another level, or somebody's coming in to do that for you. Now this could represent divorce, a sudden change, a sudden sharp break, a sever of a relationship. So for those of you that have, and you've got your disappointment card there, I think one of the other readings was about coming up with doubting yourself, and they're saying don't doubt yourself. And yes, you know, no matter what, you have to go through that, whether you was the one leaving or whether the other person was, if that's where you find yourself. But yeah, so for some that could be that you've already gone through that. And the change of residency, so that could be a quick shift in having to move somewhere. But there is some news on the way, because this is movement again, and he is on the horse, but it's sitting on her. So some news is gonna come where she's gonna have to take the blindfold off quite quickly and deal with something. This is a book. The book is of the unknown. And that, you know, she does have a book here on this deck here, and he does have a book there. He's writing in his book, but she's got the coin because the 8, the 9 is the next step, but it's in reverse. So for some of you, I did mention about a book. Maybe there's something around books for those of you that have written books, or something to do with publishing, around papers or something like that. But that could be, but that is the unknown. It could be that you're in delay about that or around that, because that's in the unknown. But this is something very strong and very positive. This relationship going down here, something that's rock solid. Oh, and very, very important. So there's something that's important, and this is in the future. Maybe somebody feels they don't have the strength to change jobs, or something to do with the book, because this is something, you've got to be bold, they're saying. You've got to be bold, and that's either be bold around the unknown and take a risk, or be bold because he's a risk taker, or be bold about a book or a project of some sort. But this guy definitely brings vitality, strength, vitality. So that's like feeling like a healer of some kind, whether that's you or someone else. But this is about vitality. He either brings that, or he has in the past, because you've got the strength card here with the... But yeah, this is going to cause some friction. Like I said, his energy does cause some friction, because change is needed, and something around independence, and there's an argument of some kind, is what they're saying. So maybe for some of you around children, yeah, definitely. But the clouds represent thoughts again, and remember, fear, and the key is truth telling. But yeah, there's something around stormy waters, stormy like thoughts, but the sun is there, the clouds are parting, to do with the Page of Cups, which is like messengers. They're messengers. So, but there seems to be, could be to do with independence, maybe a woman and children, and wanting to work or something. I don't know, but that's the sort of energy we're getting. But yeah, there's disappointment around a home situation, grieving. So if you have or will be losing a home, then you feel you don't have any strength to deal with the unknown, because you just don't know what's going to be happening. Yeah, because there is disappointment around a home situation and grieving. Let's get a few cards out on the heart of the matter this night. What's the most important message? Let's have some clarifying cards. Because it is the change of residency, and then we do have the house come up that's underneath what's not possibly being shown, but this full moon, maybe it will be revealed, that brings disappointment and grief and upset. The Hermit is the teacher, so I'm getting whatever this change is needing, because it's going to be teaching something around a lesson. This is about a page again, something new, something in its early stages. It's not been developed, and of course that can come under pregnancy, children, the embryo stage sort of thing. But this card tends to come up under study, student. We've got the teacher, we've got the student. I'm getting the saying, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. So there's something around that, and maybe this Knight of Wands is that. I don't know whether that was upside down or not, but this is somebody refusing to see something, and that's why this Knight energy. Somebody's been the Hermit, and it's not, you know, not wanting to see something, but this energy is going to bring change. Yeah, because somebody's been refusing not to see something. Let's have a look, see what the romance angels want to say for some guidance, most important messages for this full moon in Gemini, 3rd of December 2017. Yeah, there's some form of codependency going on. Maybe that's why the fear card came up, and you've got to be truthful. It's the only thing that's going to set you free, because I said the Devil card is very similar pictures, but it's got the chains. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now that, you know, we always have to take a look at ourselves, so it's either you or somebody else around this situation, and that can be anything, any sort of addiction. Addictions come in many shapes and sizes, so you've got to be looking at the addictions, because they are affecting your romantic relationship. And I did say something about earlier about maybe needing to go on a health kick or something like that. You're not going to meet your heart's desire unless you do, because, you know, the Spirit's trying to help you. And not only that, your religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So I see this more as upbringing, how you was brought up, and that will be different for all of you. You know, it's patterns of behavior, and for some of you, yes, that will be religious, or, you know, spiritual path. Maybe you've come to a place where you're on a spiritual path now, and you know, you're not, because about conditional and unconditional love and those chains. You know, the codependency is the conditional love, and maybe now on your spiritual path, that's why it's affecting your love lives. You know, you're saying, no, I don't want that. You're telling the universe what you want. You want now unconditional love. You're fed up with conditional love with a relationship. But these are the two things that are affecting it. So maybe for you, those that are in relationships, they're saying give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. But you have to be telling the truth. You've got to be telling the truth about how you really feel for that to work. And you might need, give your relationship a chance for those maybe that you're in and have children. Go to a counsellor, because there's vitality and health there. Let's have a look. If you want to pause your video, yeah, pause your video and ask your question. The best they can, they will answer, because it's for so many people. This is your answer. Look for a sign. So your angels are saying, look for a sign. And that can come in many shapes and forms. See if I can just... Your angels have a very special and specific answer to your question. You can expect to see signs right away that will have deep meaning to you. Many people see white feathers to indicate that their angels are with them, or they may smell scents from their childhood that they connect with a family member. Signs require focused attention, so be awake to the possibilities. Don't mistake synchronistic events for mere coincidences at this time. They are the message especially designed for you. So you really need to be music, you know, a favourite song that maybe come up, and the lyrics, anything like that. So I want to see what these cards say. These are new to me, so I'm just getting used to them. So what's the most important message we need to know, please? Wisdom of the Oracle. The tribe. So it's all about finding your tribe, really. And that's what I was saying, because of this collaboration card, and relationships, and, you know, the ones that are going to be rock solid for you. I think it's all about that, finding where you fit in. And I think maybe these things have been happening, and, you know, is caused problems because you haven't felt as though you fit in a lot of places. But what does she say? So essential meaning is community, which is very much about that card. Belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections. That's what I said, a warm welcome to people, you know, you are connected here. Like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world, basically, is what, you know, is saying. So this is what you're wanting, and this is what you're looking for. So let's just end with whispers of love. Have we got time? Yeah. Whisper of love in your ear is honesty is essential. I love this card. And what do we get for the healing? Truth. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. Yeah, so you need to be loving, not nice. I think it's Doreen Virtue that says that. But what you see here is the masculine, well, we think it's masculine, in a mask, and she has her back to him, the feminine, and he's got a rose. Now, from fear would be, because she can't see what's behind her back, fear would be, and your mental thoughts, and being a victim, is that a dagger, a knife, or is it a rose, the pussycat? So that's what you've got to think. It's all about fear on this video, this reading, I mean. Let's see. 38, do I have time? Love seeks to do what is best for another person. Speak honestly, tell the truth about your emotions. Use this as an opportunity to clear the air and turn this into a positive outcome. So I really do feel that's the message of the whole reading. What's time? Is around this fear and telling your truth. So what has been said in this reading has been confirmed by the very last card, okay, and works with give your relationship a chance for those of you in that situation. That honesty is essential, okay. Telling the truth will release your fears. There we go, my loves. I hope that helps you and supports you around this time. Please like, share and subscribe. It's your gift back to me. And you know, please pop to my website if you want to know more about the you know, the healthy drink, and well, more than that, there's more products, or if you require some support, a reading. Okay, then, until next time. I think it's a new moon in Sagittarius, but we've got the Mercury retrograde, so I will cover that as well. So sending you lots of love. Love you all. Namaste.